What's up, baby? It's Paul Wall, the People's Champ. Right now you watching Willie D live already.
Welcome to Willie D Live. I'm your host, Willie D. We're about to go in with the People's Champ. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Wall is in the building.
What it do? Yes, sir. I'm here.
What's up, homie?
Hey, happy to be here, man.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. This is one of my favorite people in the world. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite persons in the world. This guy, not just because he's just a cool dude, but because he does so much for the community. He does so much to give back to people. He really has earned the name People's Champ. You know, a lot of people go out there and call themselves the Don, this, this. But no, this dude is the real deal. I really appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, you've been causing quite a stir on social media, man. What's all of this stuff you talking on social media? You got people all riled up. What's that about?
I mean, you know, we gotta. Social media is there for us to have a voice, and some people just use their voice to complain or for gossip or for drama. But you know,
right.
Me personally, it took me a long while to come around on social media, just because I think I came from the era where we didn't tell people what we were doing. You just would see what we were doing and wonder how we did it. You know,
right.
But this era is not even about doing anything. It's just showing everybody you're doing something. You don't even have to do nothing. You just got to act and look like you're doing something. And that's what social media is all about. So I try to stay away from it for a long time. But I mean, it's just the ways of the world, man. You either keep up or get left out. So, you know, I'm just trying to take advantage of the fact that I do got some people that follow me. Now, a lot of times people just follow you, just see what you're doing because they being nosy. Sometimes people follow you because they just want to tell your enemies or people that consider themselves your enemies what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to follow you just so they can comment on what you're saying, just to stir up stuff. Because a lot of people are unhappy in their lives, so they find joy in some of the simplest things. And some of the simplest things that might bring them joy might, you know, take away your joy, you know what I'm saying? And they just own them, man. They in full effect, man, all over the internet. But I'm just trying to use my platform, having a voice that people do listen to for whatever reason, to at least spread and preach some knowledge and just speak up for people who don't have a voice, or just do what I feel like is, you know, is take advantage of this situation where you got a voice to speak up. Well, let me say something that's worth listening to.
Right, man. You know, I feel you with that. The people that come on your social media platforms, man, and they try to vent. Some people, man, they're professional trolls, man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. You got the people that have miserable lives that are trolls, and they just wake up and they just try to find anything that's happy or a situation where people are satisfied with life, and they just go in and they just say something negative just to get a reaction out of you, just to make you come down because they already down. And like I say, misery loves company. So many of these people, they ain't got nothing going on in life, period. Like if they didn't get on social media and act an ass and make a fool out of themselves and just be negative, they would be totally non-existent to the rest of the world. They actually are nobody. It's like to be a troll has to be a very, very sorry life. But here's the thing. I had a dude hit me up once, and we were talking about some real serious issue. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said something foul, something real disrespectful toward me. And typically, I'm real gangster with the block. You know, I'm real gangster. Block a sucker in a heartbeat. Some people, some celebrities, they just let people get on their platform and say anything they want to, and they never, ever respond. Well, sometimes I respond, oftentimes I don't, but the most times I respond. Mostly when I do respond, I'm blocking their asses. I'm like getting them totally out the mix, and that's the best thing that I think that you can do to a troll, nobody, somebody who is very negative, that ain't got no life, is ignore their asses like everybody else in their life have done. The girlfriend or boyfriend they've had ignored them. Their mama and daddy ignored them. Their friends ignored them. Their sister, their brother, their cousin, the pastor ignored them, the teacher ignored them, the classmates ignored them. Ignore they nothing asses. That's the best thing that you can do. But I had a dude hit me up once, and he said something real negative, and we were talking about a serious situation, and I felt compelled to respond.
Yeah.
And normally, if I do respond, if you say something, get on my page and say something negative, and I respond, I'm going. When I go in, it ain't gonna be no. I ain't coming in with no trying to sign no peace treaty. I ain't coming in with no olive branch. I'm coming in to destroy your ass.
Yeah.
And so this dude said something negative, and I went in on his ass, just ripped him. Then that fool responded by saying, "Oh, Willie D, man, my bad, man. I mean, I ain't really mean that, man. I just wanted you to respond, man. I just wanted you to just to respond to me, man. Yeah. Like, I love you, man. I love the music. I love the Ghetto Boys." I'm like, he's a pain freak. You know, like you ain't gotta. It's like the old song, you ain't gotta lie to kick it.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be negative to get a response. You can say something if you're creative enough, if what you're saying is or what you're saying is important enough, or if you say the right things and use the right words, you know, you'll get that response that you're looking for sometimes.
You know, I'll meet people sometimes, and I come across that a few times too. Once you check somebody, they response is, "Oh, I'm a fan. I didn't mean it." You know,
right?
But if you didn't mean it, don't write it. Then
I would never do somebody that I respected like that. I would never do Stevie Wonder like that. I would never do James Tate. I would never these people like that I consider like icons in the game, and I would never like disrespect them like that to get their attention.
You know, some people though, like I meet people every now and then occasionally, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, such and such follow me on Instagram. You know, such and such blocked me," and they'll tell you a list of all the people that blocked them. Like they really get a kick out of, like that's their way of feeling like I know important. These people. Yeah,
feeling relevant.
Yeah, they feel relevant because they feel like, oh, I know this celebrity, that celebrity, that celebrity. You really don't know them. You just said some foul shit and got blocked. And you know what I'm saying? But they feel like some people, they like will go around there like and bragging like they got stripes on their chest with how many people done blocked them or all the celebrities that done blocked them because they just said some foul stuff.
Right.
You know, it's crazy, man. That's not the way to get respect, though.
Right. That's exactly. Man, you causing uproar like I was talking about earlier on the internet when you made this statement. What was that on? You said on Instagram you was talking about ISIS. You said this. You said, "I wish ISIS would claim responsibility for all police-involved shootings of black men, so white America would do more than just blame the victims."
Yeah.
And you got a lot of backlash, mainly from white folks, for that statement.
Yeah.
What made you?
Well, because, you know, my grandfather was in the military. I've done a lot of USO tours over in the Middle East, and I seen firsthand how white America can get very riled up and passionate, excited about a fight against ISIS or whoever whether it's the Taliban or Al Qaeda or whatever the name is at the moment for the terrorist group. White Americans get very passionate about fighting terrorism, but we have a form of terrorism here in America that's being swept under the rug.
It's called the police brutality.
Police brutality. Now, we're not talking about police. We're talking about police brutality. You know, we're not saying that there shouldn't be police. We're saying it shouldn't be police brutality. You know, and anytime you put the word police in there, some people just sit on the edge of their seat and they don't want to hear whatever else you got to say because it involves the police. And some people in their mind, the police can do no harm. It's like the church. In some people's mind, the church can do no harm. And that's a big part of why, you know, there was in the Catholic Church, they had people covering up the priests molesting children for years. And I'm talking about thousands of priests. Went all the way to the top where people knew about it and they were covering up. And it's the same thing that's going on here. Well, this is a problem. This is going on all over America, and we know about it. And, you know, people they like to come up with excuses for why certain people got killed by the police, or if they would have did this, they wouldn't have died, or they would have did that, they wouldn't have got killed, or this and that. But at the end of the day, nobody should be killed, and especially when you see the police dealing with
overkill.
Overkill. Shooting somebody 3 times in the face, 10 times in the face. You know,
in the back.
Yeah, this is
15 times, 35 times.
When at the same time, it could be a white person holding a gun up, pointing the gun at police, and they won't shoot them at all. They'll talk them down.
Right.
They'll shoot them with a taser or a pellet. Or so, you know, that's what's the double standard is. You cannot tell me. So this is what gets me when people get all, you know, making up excuses for why people were killed. And that's the blaming the victims that I was talking about. They always blame the victim. It's the victim's fault they got killed. No, it's not, because the victims are doing way less than lots of white people do every day. And you know, we talked about this before, where, you know, some white people get away with doing just disrespecting the police to the utmost. And on the other end of it, I've seen black men be just sit there and take it from the police and just, yes sir, I'm sorry sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, and the police still going in on them, just treating them, just being the biggest bully you could be.
Right.
You know, and it's not fair. So, and sometimes I think me being white, sometimes I can see both sides of it. So I can see that there's white people being treated clear cut differently every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like white people just get passionate about ISIS, but they not getting passionate about the terrorism we facing every day.
You know what, speaking on that, you're right. Speaking on how differently the police interact with white folks when they pull them over, I had an artist of mine call me one day, and he said, Will, I think I'm going to jail tonight. And I'm like, for what? He's like, you know, I had a few beers, you know. I said, how many? He said, maybe 2, 3. I said, how many, man? I mean, I don't know, man. So, and then I hear him say, wait a minute, man. I'm talking to my boss. And I said, who you talking to? He said, oh, man, the police. I said, man, you talking to the police like that? He said, yeah, man, you know. And I was like, damn. And here's the thing. For him to say that was one thing, but for him to say it and the police give him the time to sit and talk to his boss, for the police to comply.
Yeah, yeah.
For the police to do that, I was like, man, it must be nice.
Yeah.
It must be nice.
They do have the temperament to do it if they want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just they don't want to when they pull over a black person. Now, anybody in the world, if you are afraid of a black person, immediately, just when you see a black person, you get on edge. You definitely should not be a police officer.
Exactly.
Not an officer of the law, enforcing the laws of this nation. So, you know, that's the first thing in my mind. If you are experiencing any type of fear just from the sight of a black man, or the sight of what they said in Minnesota, a wide nose, or what he say, you know, if that
the guy, he's talking just for clarity.
Yeah.
The guy and the cop who shot Philando Castile said that his wide nose made him suspect him that basically said that he looked like the suspect in a robbery case because of his wide nose.
Because of his wide nose. Basically, that's just code for saying he's black.
Right.
You know, but he can't say he's black. So he's got a wide nose, isn't he? Describing black features. And if you see these things and it scares you to the point where, you know, a minute and a half later, you're killing him, you know, for no reason. Right. You know, for reaching for his driver's license. And you say he had a busted tail light, which he didn't have a busted tail light. You just said that is why you pulled him over. He didn't. Then they proved to show that he didn't have a busted tail. Man, and I'm not just speaking about this case. I'm talking about all officers of the law across the world. If you are afraid of any particular race, you should not be an officer of the law.
Exactly. You know, the people talk about ISIS. They talk about who ISIS, who ISIS, who protect us from ISIS, ISIS. Let me tell you something, man. I ain't worried about no damn ISIS. Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, I don't give a damn about ISIS. Yeah. When I get in my car to drive down the street, ISIS is the last thing. I never, ever think about ISIS until they show them on television. Until
they show it and bring it up.
Bring it up. I never think about ISIS. But when I'm riding down the damn street every single day, I'm thinking about the police. I'm thinking about my interaction with my potential interaction with the police, even when I'm not out riding down the street, when I'm sitting in my damn house.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if these damn idiots hit the wrong house again?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the police in this country. Hey man, the terrorists in this country that scare me the most are the ones who are on the police force. That's who the hell scare me.
Yeah.
Now, did you know that Americans are 58 times more likely to be killed by a police officer than they are a terrorist?
Wow.
The so-called terrorist.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
This is fact.
Man, that's a fact. Wow. Man.
Like what? How did we get here in in the so-called land of the free? And you know what trips me out, man, is when people like Donald Trump and his supporters say, "Well, we're gonna make America great again." I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're white and you don't have a conscience, maybe America was great to you at one point.
At one point,
if you're white, let me make sure that I specify. Yeah. If you're white and you don't have a conscience, you're not decent. Maybe America was great to you at one point. But if you are a descendant of a slave, or you are a person that empathizes with the plight of descendants of slavery and what we have to go through in this country, you know damn well America has never been great.
Never.
Change the slogan. Let's make America great for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time.
Because America has never been great. America has been a great capitalistic society. You know, America has been a great military power.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. When we start talking about how we treat each other, common decency, when we start talking about loving each other, really loving thy neighbor, when we talk about the land of the free, the home of the brave, fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. It should not be America is great for some people.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be going around saying, well just bring us your least, your less loss out. Man,
yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
America has never been great.
Any greatness that America has had was built on the backbone of the black people. Also, you look at whether it be just the White House being built, it was built by slaves. You look at,
exactly,
the roads, the infrastructure of America, the railroads was built by slaves. And the railroad, that completely changed America and took us to a whole new place and time. And then if from further from there, you just look at, this is one of the great things I love about Black History Month, where you always see things, I always bring up things and people that you would have never knew, like people that invented the iron was a black man, things like the iron board was a black man invented that. So just things that I would have never knew. The shoelace was invented by a black man. There's things like
stoplight.
Yeah. So just natural everyday contributions to our society that make our society a better place to live in were by black people. Now, that doesn't mean that there weren't also contributions by other races as well.
Right.
But we get so brainwashed into the negative aspects of the black culture over the years that we forget sometimes, or we don't even forget because we were never taught or told. Right. So it's good. I love learning these type of facts, so that it's inspiring to see that, how much our society was made better by black people, and some people just want to take that and make $1 off of that. They don't want to, give back or make it great for all of us. They want it only great for certain white people. You know what I'm saying? And that just, I'm with you, man. We need to make America great for the first time, not again.
Yeah, we're going to continue this discussion when we come back. You're checking out Willie D Live.